Vritta. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. Hare Krishna. My humble obeisances to all the devotees. I seek blessings from all the seniors present here. And I was asked to speak on Vaishnava qualities from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. In the Chaitanya Charitamrita, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu speaks about various Vaishnava qualities, prominently 26 Vaishnava qualities in his teachings to Sanatana Goswami, Rupa Goswami, the Madhya Leela. Apart from Mahaprabhu listing qualities of Vaishnavas in his teachings, we also see these qualities being demonstrated by so many Vaishnavas whose stories are described in Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. Whether it is the Goswamis like Rupa Goswami, Sanatana Goswami, Raghunath Das Goswami and others, or Srila Haridas Thakur, or Ramananda Rai, or Govinda, Mahaprabhu's personal associate, or Sarvadamodar Goswami, or many other great Vaishnavas in Chaitanya Charitamrita, they demonstrated those qualities. So in our practice of bhakti, we should hear about Vaishnava qualities. We should also see the examples of those devotees who demonstrated those Vaishnava qualities. By hearing about the Vaishnava character of great personalities, we also imbibe that Vaishnava character. One of the most effective ways of cultivating Vaishnava qualities is to hear about Vaishnavas who have those qualities. Yes, the practice of bhakti will inculcate those Vaishnava qualities within us, like compassion, gratitude, tolerance, respect, forgiveness. All these wonderful Vaishnava qualities can be cultivated by sincerely practicing bhakti. As the fifth canto of Srimad Bhagavatam says, Yasyasti bhaktir bhagavatya kinchana sarvair gunaistatra samasate suraha harava bhaktasya kuto mahadguna manorathena sati dhavato bahi. Yasyasti bhaktir bhagavati akinchana. When somebody does akinchana bhakti, unflinching, unmotivated, devotional service unto Krishna, the performance of bhakti will develop Vaishnava qualities within us. Sarvair gunais tatra samasati suraha. All the glorious qualities present in the Devatas also will manifest in the personality of a Vaishnava who practices pure devotional service, who does akinchana bhakti. And the Lord is Tvam Akinchana Gocharam. The Lord is accessible to and visible to only those who are akinchanas, those who are freed from any false ego, freed from any false possessiveness. Thus, practicing bhakti will induce Vaishnava qualities. But apart from practicing bhakti, doing our Sravanam, Kirtanam and other sadhana elements, we should also carefully observe the qualities of Vaishnavas. We should carefully hear and study the characteristics of great devotees. By meditating on their good qualities, we develop those good qualities. You hear about Vasudeva Datta's compassion repeatedly, then you become inspired to develop that quality of compassion. Oh, Vasudeva Datta is so compassionate, let me also be compassionate. You hear about Rupa Goswami's humility, despite being a wonderful author of great Vaishnava literatures like Upadeshamrita, Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, Lalita Madhav, Vidagdha Madhav, Rupa Goswami is so grounded, so down to earth, so humble. You hear about him, you develop that quality of humility. Haridas Thakur, Sarvadamodar Goswami, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself, although he is the Lord, he is playing the role of a devotee. He is the Lord, but he is playing the role of a devotee. And as a devotee, he is exhibiting so many Vaishnava qualities. And by hearing about the humility of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, we will also be inspired to cultivate that humility. Mahaprabhu taught the importance of humility. Trinadapi Sunichena. But he also demonstrated that humility. You know how Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu transformed Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya? You know how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu transformed Prakashananda Saraswati? Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya and Prakashananda Saraswati, they're like top class Mayavadis. They're staunch advocates of Mayavad philosophy. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya was a Grihastha. Prakashananda Saraswati was a sannyasi. Mahaprabhu met Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya in Jagannath Puri, and Mahaprabhu met Prakashananda Saraswati in Varanasi. So Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya was thinking that, oh, this Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is a young sannyasi, just a 24-year-old sannyasi. Will he be able to maintain his sannyasa order at such a young age? He's so beautiful, so handsome, so strong, well-built body, golden complexion. Will he be able to maintain his sannyas? He should be rooted in philosophy. I will teach him Vedanta. Let him understand this Vedanta Sutra. Then he will be able to maintain his sannyas. So with that intention, with fatherly affection, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya made Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu sit on a high elevated seat, and he sat down because he's a Grihastha, Mahaprabhu is sannyasi. Sannyasi should sit above and Grihastha should sit below. But who is the teacher? Grihastha is the teacher. Sannyasi is a student. He's following the etiquette of ashrams, but he's also following another principle that I know more. I understand Vedanta Sutra. I'm an elderly student or scholar of Vedanta. Mahaprabhu is a young sannyasi, let me teach him. So he was teaching me. 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, 7-session course, 7-day course. This course went on for 7 full days. After teaching 7 days of Vedanta Sutra course, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya noticed that his student is very silent. He is not speaking anything. Have you ever given class to an audience who look through you, who don't look at you, but look through you? They don't ask a single question. They don't acknowledge whether they are understanding it or not. You don't understand whether they are understanding or not. Especially when you are giving Zoom class and everybody's video is off. Yeah, speaking to yourself, sitting in front of a camera. See? Here it's an obstacle, this camera, because so many Vaishnavas are around. But when you're sitting only in front of camera, with all the Zoom IDs off, it's a little too much. So Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya is feeling like that. There is only one student, by the way. There are 100, 200 people sitting, at least somebody doesn't hear, someone else hears. But Mahaprabhu is the only student, and he doesn't speak anything. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya asked, are you understanding? Do you have any questions, any doubts, any comments, clarifications? Mahaprabhu said, I understood Vedanta Sutra before 1 week. Before you began your Vedanta Sutra course only, I had clear understanding. But last 1 week, your understanding is just, your presentation is like creating clouds on that crystal clear understanding. Of course, Mahaprabhu said it with very respect and dignity. So he said, Mahaprabhu said, the meaning of Vedanta Sutra is crystal clear, but your explanations are acting like clouds. And he gave the right explanation. So Mahaprabhu did not smash Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya right on day 1, right in his first seminar. He patiently heard him, respectfully, politely heard, from him for 7 days. Then, with great humility, with great respect, with gratitude in his heart, Mahaprabhu presented the right explanation of Vedanta Sutra uh, without humiliating Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. He humbled Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya without humiliating him. Because first he gave him attention. He, he gave him the experience of being heard. After hearing him for 7 days, then he spoke respectfully. That humility of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu transformed the heart of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. He did not get into any confrontation mode. I will establish the Siddhanta right. I will not even allow him to open his mouth. Not like that. Let him open his mouth. Let him speak whatever he knows for 7 days. Let me then counter when he asks me. Right. So Mahaprabhu, in short, you may not wait for someone to ask a question. They will never ask also sometimes. uh, but you may follow your strategies or whatever works for you. But the underlying mood in which Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu brought a transformation in the heart of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya is humility. He respected Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya for his age. He was grateful to Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya for whatever Sarvabhauma has done to him. When Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to Jagannath Puri temple, he fainted in ecstasy. And the security guards and other people found that, oh, what is this new sannyasi, young sannyasi? Is it like creating some nuisance or scene here? So nobody was there to empathize with Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu or even understand Mahaprabhu's moods or ecstasies. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya understood his mood. He took Lord Chaitanya to his own home. And he revived him. He brought him back to consciousness. He accommodated him. He gave him prasad. He took care of him nicely. Although Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya was a Mayavadi, he had some good culture. Therefore, we need to see good in others. Sometimes people may have some kind of philosophical understanding or some opinions, etc. Philosophically, you may have differences with others, but there are some good qualities in them also. And Mahaprabhu appreciated those good qualities. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya is very kind, he is very compassionate, he is very affectionate towards me. He is taking out his time to teach me. Yes, he may have had some wrong understanding of the Shastra. Let me clear that understanding by acknowledging all his good qualities. Lord Chaitanya was grateful to Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. He was seeing Sarvabhauma like a father. So without disrespecting him, without humiliating him, without making him feel undervalued or fallen or anything like that, Mahaprabhu established the right Siddhanta, and that completely transformed the heart of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. You may know philosophy, you may understand technical subject matters of the scriptures deeply, but at the same time, we need to respect an elderly person, respect everyone for that matter. We need to present whatever we need to present in a more dignified, respectful, and making the other person feel comfortable, not uncomfortable. Right? So Mahaprabhu, that's all. With his humility, he transformed Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. Similarly, when Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to Varanasi, he got an invitation from a Brahmana. And that Brahmana invited so many other Mayavadi sannyasis also. So Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu accepted that invitation. He went, and when he went, he saw so many sannyasis with their dandas. They're sitting there. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went and sat at a place where they washed their feet. And seeing his humility, Prakashananda Saraswati got up from his seat. He personally came to Lord Chaitanya and said, why are you sitting in such a filthy place? You are a sannyasi like all of us. Please come and sit with us. And they asked Lord Chaitanya, why are you not studying Vedanta? Then he says, oh, my guru said I am not qualified for it. Therefore, I am just simply chanting the holy names of the Lord. And then respectfully, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu identified some flaws in their understanding of this Vedanta and transformed their hearts. So they were first impressed by Lord Chaitanya's character. Then they started hearing him. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya also. First, he was impressed by Lord Chaitanya's character, his qualities. Then Then he managed to hear from him. So, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he not only taught us to develop Vaishnava qualities, he only demonstrated. He also demonstrated those qualities and inspired us to imbibe them. Similarly, Lord Chaitanya's dealings with so many personalities like that. Once Pradyumna Mishra came to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu with a desire to hear Krishna Katha. He said, "My dear Lord, I want to hear Krishna Katha." Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, "You are so fortunate because you develop a taste to hear Krishna Katha. One who has taste to hear Hari Katha is most fortunate. You are extremely fortunate. I'm very happy with you. But problem is, I don't know Krishna Katha. Only Ramanandara knows Krishna Katha. Even I also heard Krishna Katha from Ramanandara only in my South India Yatra. Better you go to Ramanandara and hear Harikatha from him, not from me." See how humble Lord Chaitanya is. Lord Hari, he is Hari only. He is Hari, but Hari says, I don't know Hari Katha. Go to some Hari Bhakta, Ramanandara. Similarly, when Vallabh Bhatta came to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and appreciated Lord Chaitanya, Krishna Shakti Vina Tara Nahi Tara Pravartan. Krishna Shakti Vina Nahi Tara Pravartan. So he said, without Krishna Shakti, no one can preach Krishna consciousness so much. No one can spread holy name of Krishna so much. You have full Krishna Shakti. Actually, you are Krishna yourself. Like that, Vallabh Bhatta was praising Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. You know what Lord Chaitanya said? He simply said that I don't have any Krishna Bhakti. I don't have any Krishna Shakti. I have learned what Krishna Bhakti is from all these devotees like Rupa Goswami, Sanatana Goswami, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, Ramananda Rai, Swarupa Damodar Goswami, Advaita Acharya, Nityananda Prabhu. He started glorifying all the devotees of Navadvip, Jagannath Puri and other places and said, I have learned some Krishna Bhakti from them. I learned Radha Krishna Tattva from Ramananda Rai. I learned finer nuances of devotional service, Abhideya, from the Goswamis. So he gave all the credit to his associates. Mahaprabhu took a low profile. And Vallabhata understood, oh, where are these Vaishnavas? Can I see them? Yes, of course you can see them. Mahaprabhu introduced Vallabhata to all these Vaishnavas. So Mahaprabhu, although he is the Supreme Lord, while playing the role of a devotee, he repeatedly demonstrates his Vaishnava humility and he says that I don't have so much devotion. I am not the Lord. I am not very powerful. These Vaishnavas are better than me. That is his mood. And same mood is imbibed by all the followers of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also. Once, Sanatana Goswami came all the way from Vrindavan to Jagannath Puri. On the way, Sanatana Goswami, I think he drank some water, somehow it's contaminated. He developed some kind of disease. There is some blood and pus all over his body. He developed some sores all over his body. So in that condition, in that physical condition, Sanatana Goswami came to Jagannath Puri. He was thinking, I think my body is useless. With this body, I cannot enter Jagannath temple. With this body, I cannot serve Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. What is the use of this body? What is the use of my life? So let me sacrifice this life. Let me give up this body. Anyways, I have come to Jagannath Puri. Very soon Rath Yatra is there. First I will take darshan of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Then I will take darshan of Jagannath Ji in the Rath Yatra. Then I will throw myself under the cart of Jagannath and I will give up my life. So he made up his mind like that. With that mindset, he came to Haridas Thakur's home, his hut, and started staying with Haridas Thakur. Within some time, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to see Sanatana Goswami and asked Sanatana Goswami, how are you? What are you doing? Thank you very much for coming to Jagannath Puri. I got your association and he did some Krishna Katha with him. And after some time, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu spoke to Sanatana Goswami. Sanatana Goswami, if I can attain Krishna Prema by giving up my body, I would like to give up my body hundreds of times. I can give up my body hundreds of times. I'm willing to commit suicide hundreds of times if by doing so, if I get Krishna Prema. In short, he said, by giving up your body, you will not get Krishna Prema. So your thought of giving up your body in the Rath Yatra period is not a very good thought. Mahaprabhu disapproved the plan of Sanatana Goswami. Then Sanatana Goswami said, "Oh Lord, I understand. You can easily understand our plans. After all, you are Paramatma, you are the Supreme Lord. You can easily understand what's going on in my mind. But really, I really feel that my body is useless. This body is deceased. What's the use of maintaining this body?" So he went into that kind of mode, humbly. Then Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, "Your body is not yours, it's mine." He told Haridas Thakur, "Haridas Thakur, have you noticed the Sanatana Goswami wanted to kill the body of someone who has surrendered himself to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, to me? He has offered himself to me. Now his body becomes my property and he wants to destroy someone else's property. His plan to give up his body is basically destroying my property. Is it proper to destroy someone else's property?" And Sanatana Goswami did not know what to say. Haridas Thakur said, "Of course, yes, it's not proper, my dear Lord. His body is your property." Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, "With this body, I want to do so many things. Through this body only, I will write so much literature. Sanatana Goswami, I have made so many plans for you. You have to write so many devotional literatures. You have to demonstrate Vaishnava character, Vaishnava principles, worship. You also have to excavate so many holy places and establish Krishna worship in Vrindavan. I have made so many plans for you. Your life is meant for Krishna's service. And I have decided what all services you have to do. And you are trying to kill that body." Sanatana Goswami felt so fortunate that Mahaprabhu is considering his life his property. So, one of the foremost qualities of a Vaishnava is to completely dedicate one's body, mind, and words in the Lord's service. And the devotee feels so much happiness in the heart, so much bliss in the heart when the Lord considers him as the Lord's own. Sanatana Goswami felt so happy that Mahaprabhu is considering Sanatana Goswami's body to be his own property. So generally, everybody has some attachment to one's own body, a sense of possessiveness towards one's own body. But Sanatana Goswami never had that possessiveness. Sanatana Goswami was happy enough to hear that Lord Chaitanya considers Sanatana Goswami's body his own property. Then seeing this, the main Vaishnava quality description comes later. After Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu left, saying this to Sanatana Goswami and completely smashing his plans to commit suicide, then Haridas Thakur said, "Sanatana Goswami, you are so fortunate. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu considers your body his property. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has a big list of services for you. When he says that you have to do all these services, that means he's empowering you to do all these services. You are so empowered. You are so pure. You are so fortunate. The greatest fortune is to get some opportunity to serve Krishna in some way. So you have that fortune. You have that purity. So you are very fortunate." Then Sanatana Goswami is no less. He told Haridas Thakur, "Haridas Thakur, why are you saying like this? Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu descended on this planet primarily to spread the holy names of the Lord and to establish Yoga Dharma. He wanted everyone to chant the holy names of the Lord, and he made you the Namacharya. He came here to spread Harinam, and he made you the Acharya of that Harinam. So, all glories to you. You are extremely glorious." So, thus, they were competing with each other in praising each other. Vaishnavas compete with each other to enhance each other's glories. They don't compete with each other to outsmart each other or defeat each other. Competition is there. Competition is, I will glorify you more. No, he says, I will glorify you more. They compete in glorifying each other. They compete in giving credit to each other. They compete in inspiring and enthusing each other in their service to Krishna, and they compete in serving each other. That's the competition that Vaishnava should have. But they never compete to take credit for their accomplishments. Haridas Thakur, with a pure heart, he praised Sanatan Goswami. Sanatan Goswami, with a humble heart, he praised Haridas Thakur. They're giving credit to each other. They're appreciating each other with absolutely no envy. Sanatana Goswami never felt proud or a sense of superiority complex that Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu considers me his property and he has made so many plans for service. He's engaging me in so many projects. He's making me responsible for so many projects. I'm the project leader. He was not thinking like that. Although I'm so unqualified, he's still engaging me in all these services. His mercy. And these services will happen because of his mercy, not because of my power, my talent. I will do to the best of my ability, but I'm 100% convinced that all these services happen by Krishna's grace, by Mahaprabhu's grace. And he started praising Haridas Thakur. But Haridas Thakur did not feel so proud that, oh, yes, correct. It's right. Mahaprabhu descended on the planet to spread holy names. And I am the Ramachandra. He was not thinking like that. He's thinking, Sanatana Goswami is great. He's establishing temples, he's writing books, he's teaching bhakti, and he's staying in Vrindavan. So, I'm not so great like him. So, Haridas Thakur, he's praising Sanatana Goswami and he's not considering himself so great. But that feeling is not inferiority complex. He had no envy, that's clear. And he had no pride, that is also clear. Right? He was not envying Sanatana Goswami because Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu praised Sanatana Goswami in front of him. And he is not feeling proud that Sanatana Goswami praised Haridas Thakur, saying that you are Ramacharya. No pride, no envy. No superiority complex, no inferiority complex also. This is Vaishnava quality. When we see the glories of other Vaishnavas, we should not feel insecure. When we see other Vaishnavas getting opportunities to serve the Lord and having the abilities to serve the Lord in great ways, that should not create any insecurity within us. If you are feeling insecure, we have a long way to go in bhakti. Haridas Thakur or Sanatana Goswami, both of them did not have any insecurity. They did not have any pride or envy or superiority complex or inferiority complex. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu sometimes praises some devotees in front of other devotees to test them. If I praise this devotee in front of this devotee, how will he feel? Mahaprabhu sometimes tests them also. And by conducting such a test, Mahaprabhu will reveal their good qualities. Another time, Rupa Goswami came to Jagannath Puri. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu already met Rupa Goswami at the Dashashwamedha Ghat and gave him teachings and sent him to Vrindavan. And Rupa Goswami started writing some literature. And he came to Jagannath Puri. He also stayed in Haridas Thakur's home only. Haridas Thakur's home is an accommodation. He gives accommodation to all the Goswamis who visit Vrindavan, who visit Jagannath Puri. So he stayed in Jagannath Puri, Haridas Thakur's home. Then Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came one day to meet Rupa Goswami. And Rupa Goswami is writing some literature. He is writing Lalita Madhav and Viduddha Madhav. He is writing the pastimes of Krishna in Vrindavan and Dwarka and Mathura. So Mahaprabhu saw, oh, he's writing some introductory verse. Very nice. He picked up one palm leaf. He saw. He was impressed with two things. Number one, Rupa Goswami's handwriting is like a string of pearls. So beautiful. Oh, Rupa Goswami, your handwriting is like a string of pearls. Amazing. Very beautiful. Palm leaf. It's not that you're typing choosing the best font. Right? In those days, there's no choice of fonts. Whatever you write, that is the font. You decide the font size, thickness of the font, depth of the font, all the curves, everything you have to decide. And that too, you have to etch that on palm leaf, not that you have pen and paper. So his handwriting is so clean, so neat. Apart from that, the meaning of what he has written really impressed and inspired the heart of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. You know what was written there? Tunde Tandaviliratim Vitanute Tundavali Labdhaye Karnakroda Kadambini Khatayate Karnarbhute Bhespraham Cheta Prangana Sangini Vijayate Sarvendriyana Kritim No Jani Janita Kiyad Bhirabrtai Krishneti Varnadvayi Tunde Tandavini Ratim Vitanute. When the holy name of Krishna is dancing on my tongue, I desire millions of tongues. When that same holy name of Krishna is entering my ear holes, I feel that 2 ears are not sufficient to relish the sweetness of Krishna's name. I desire millions and millions of ears. And when the holy name of Krishna is dancing in the courtyard of my heart, all my senses become completely inert. They can't function at all. No jani janita kiyadbhiramrtai krishneti varnadvayi. I don't understand what great nectar is embedded in these 2 syllables. Krishna, Krishna. That's the shloka that Rupa Goswami wrote in his book. And Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has seen that shloka. Mahaprabhu went into ecstasy. He felt that I have never seen such a sweet glorification of the holy name of Krishna. Haridas Thakur is chanting the names of the Lord, and Rupa Goswami, along with chanting, he is glorifying the name of the Lord, the sweetness of Krishna's name in such wonderful poetic expressions, in such neat handwriting also. Mahaprabhu is thoroughly impressed. No jani janita kiyadbhiramrtaihi krishneti varnadvayi. So I completely became impressed with your glorification of the holy name. Alamalamika pranina patakana nirasana vishaya Krishna Krishneti vadi yedi bhavati mukunde bhaktirananda sandra karatalankalita sa moksha samprajya lakshmi. So these 2 syllables, Krishna, 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 they are glorified in so many ways by so many devotees. Different acharyas of different sampradayas glorified the sweetness of Krishna's name. And here is Rupa Goswami glorifying in a unique way. Mahaprabhu was impressed. Then he thought, let me expose this young poet Rupa Goswami in front of other senior poets, senior devotees, senior philosophers, senior Vaishnavas. The next day, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu brought Ramananda Rai, Sarabham Bhattacharya, Swarabhadamodar Goswami, Govinda, and all the great devotees to Haridas Thakur's hut. He told them, tomorrow we have a meeting. What is the venue? Haridas Thakur's hut is the venue. Oh, really? Okay. Meeting with whom? Meeting with a new poet, Rupa Goswami. Oh, really? Because he wrote wonderful poetry. He wrote such sweet glorification of the holy name. He's writing a book on Krishna Lila, Lalita Madhava and Vidutta Madhava. I want you to examine his poetry. I want you to see his poetry and give your feedback, give your comments, give your blessings. Then, like generally, when a younger author comes to you, you happen to be a senior author, senior poet. You feel, take it, big talk. I'll see. If there are any mistakes, I can give feedbacks. No problem. But it requires a lot of humility to genuinely appreciate the work of someone who is much younger than you. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted to test Ramananda Rai, Swarup Goswami, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. How will they feel if I glorify, if I praise the work of a younger one? Will they feel happy and they are inspired to encourage this younger poet, or will they feel insecure? Will they feel proud? Will they dominate him? Will they suppress him or oppress him or discourage him with some kind of comments? Or will they really encourage him seeing the potential? Of course, when the potential is not there, when there's only enthusiasm to perform, when there is only desire to get public attention, then such people need to be discouraged. Or if they don't have proper Siddhantic understanding, they need to be discouraged. Very important point. Once a Bengali poet wrote a drama on Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and came to Swarup Goswami. And he wanted to show this drama to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, but Swarup Goswami is the secretary here. First, Swarup Goswami has to screen this piece of writing, then only if he passes, then it will go to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Swarup Goswami has been filtering all the poets so far, right? So this Bengali poet came and spoke his introductory verse. Swarup Goswami asked him, tell me the meaning. He said, in Jagannath Puri, Lord Jagannath Ji is the body and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the soul. So in Jagannath Puri Dham, body and soul came together. That's the meaning. Then Swarup Goswami said, what kind of poetry is this? How can you compare the divine form of Sri Jagannath Ji's deity to a body, to a material body? How can you compare Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to a soul, to an ordinary jiva? You have no understanding of the tattva of both the lords. Jagannath is completely spiritual. You can't compare his deity form to a body, mere body, material body. And Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the Supreme Personality of Lord Godhead himself. You cannot compare him to a jiva soul. Both are divine, both are Krishna. Sai Gaura, Sai Krishna, Sai Jagannath. Without understanding the tattva of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, without understanding the tattva of Jagannath Ji, you are making some poetry and people are clapping. He thoroughly discouraged him. When people are writing in a wrong way, they're creating some apasiddhanta, they're popularizing some apasiddhanta, then you need to intervene. But when you see genuine talent and genuine emotion and genuine consciousness, they need to be encouraged. So Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, apparently he wanted to test Ramananda Rai, Swarup Goswami, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, all of them. He brought all these people in front of Rupa Goswami. Big meeting now. So all of them are sitting on elevated seats and Rupa Goswami sat down. Everyone told, Rupa Goswami, please sit on chair. Please sit on an elevated seat. No, it's okay. I'll sit there. I'll sit down. Mahaprabhu is telling. Generally, Swarup Goswami approves the poetry of some poet and brings him to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And here Mahaprabhu is approving the poetry of some poet and bringing him to Swarup Goswami. And that surprised Swarup Goswami. Please, I am supposed to approve all the poets. And then Mahaprabhu should pass, finally blessings he should give. And he is recommending a poet. Who is he? Rupa Goswami. Okay, let me see what has written. Then Rupa Goswami was very, very hesitant to speak his shloka in front of all these great Vaishnavas, stalwart Vaishnavas, exalted Vaishnavas. Because Rupa Goswami came there as a guest. He's younger. But Swarup Goswami, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, Ramananda Rai, they're very older and they're intimate associates of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. They're personally residing with Mahaprabhu in Jagannath Puri. They are personal associates. Rupa Goswami got 10 days of association in Prayaga and just a few moments of association in Ramakeli. And after that, we don't know how many meetings happened. So Rupa Goswami is not, physically speaking, he's not in the physical closer circles. He was given a project and he's sitting in Vrindavan and doing his project. He has great devotion to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, but he's not a Jagannath Puri Vasi as a personal associate, apparently, from an external point of view. So he's feeling they're very exalted. How can I read my poetry in front of them? But Mahaprabhu is pushing him, read, please, read. Then because of Mahaprabhu's pushing, he read. Then Swarup Goswami, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, Ramananda Rai, they appreciated Rupa Goswami's poetry like anything, with absolutely no envy. Hey, how can a younger one write such a wonderful piece of poetry? They did not have any sense of envy or inferiority complex or superiority complex that we are better. Sometimes, when we have a sense of superiority complex or pride, we start finding faults in the work of younger ones, even unnecessarily. Genuinely, there is a fault, you correct that fault out of affection as a well wisher. That becomes a part of encouragement. And while appreciating whatever is good there, good in that. But that finding fault should not be done with a sense of superiority complex or with a desire to oppress others, suppress others, or demotivate others. So none of these exalted Vaishnavas like Swarupadamodar Goswami or Ramanand Rai or Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya had a mood to disgrace Rupa Goswami. They were genuinely celebrating his success. They were genuinely appreciating his work. That's the mood of a Vaishnava. In fact, although apparently Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted to test these great devotees, he is not testing them. By conducting this apparent test, he is actually revealing their non-envious qualities. He is revealing their glorious, accommodative, compassionate qualities. But he is exposing how pure their hearts are. They don't feel a sense of insecurity just because someone else is becoming prominent. This happens even while doing sadhana bhakti, and another Vaishnava who is equal to us, equally experienced like us, or less experienced than us, if they are becoming more prominent, there is a sense of insecurity. There is a sense of inferiority complex. There's a discomfort in the heart, right? So that feeling never exists in the hearts of the devotees of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Different devotees are empowered in different ways. That requires humility. To accept the superiority or greatness of another Vaishnava, we need humility. And that humility is exhibited by all these great stalwart devotees of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. When there is no humility, there is insecurity. When there is humility, there is no insecurity. When there is humility in the heart, then there is no envy in the heart. But when there is no humility in the heart, you feel that envy or pride or inferiority complex or superiority complex, right? Now let's discuss the compassionate spirit of devotees, forgiveness spirit of devotees. We have seen about humility, we have seen about non-enviousness, we have seen no envy, no pride, all this we have seen so far in the case of Rupa Goswami and Sanatana Goswami and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also. Let's talk about forgiveness. Once Srila Haridas Thakur was in Banapur. He was a sincere Vaishnava, constantly chanting the holy names of the Lord, daily chanting 192 rounds, 3 lakh holy names. Seeing his popularity, seeing his prominence, a person named Ramachandra Khan became extremely envious of Haridas Thakur. He wanted to defame Haridas Thakur. He became very intolerant of Haridas Thakur's fame or fortune, to defame him and to degrade his pure reputation in the Vaishnava community. He sent a lady to distract him, to disturb him in the night. And that lady came to Haridas Thakur. And Haridas Thakur is sincerely chanting as usual. He saw her. Oh, how can I serve you? She expressed her desires. He said, yeah, definitely, I will fulfill all your desires, but after completing my rounds. Just wait, let me finish my rounds. 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, whole night passed. Sun started rising, and Haridas Thakur's chanting is never complete. She got up and left. Next day evening, she again came. Haridas Thakur said, I'm sorry, yesterday I could not finish my japa, some rounds are left. So today I have some rounds left, but I will quickly finish my rounds and I will attend to you. He continued to chant, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. She is seeing, waiting, then when he finishes chanting. While seeing Haridas Thakur, she also started chanting slowly. She was dozing off and she's chanting also. And Again, sun rose. Second night also passed like that, and she left. Third night again she came. Haridas Thakur said the same thing. I'm sorry, I had a lot of rounds left yesterday. Today I'll very quickly finish my rounds. I will fulfill all your desires. Please, please, wait. He started chanting Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare. And by the end of this third night, so this lady became a pure Vaishnavi. By hearing the chanting of pure holy name by Haridas Thakur, she started chanting the holy names of the Lord. She became completely transformed. She gave up her degraded profession. She stopped acting as an instrument in the hands of an envious personality, Ramachandra Khan. And she said, I will become your disciple, Haridas Thakur. Please accept me as your disciple. I'm really sorry. I have come here not to give you some enjoyment or enjoy with you. I have come here to degrade your reputation. I have come here to establish to the society that you are not even following for regulative principles. I'm here only to disturb you, to distract you, to defame you, to spoil your reputation. But still, you are very merciful. You have transformed me. Now, Haridas Thakur said, I knew this. I completely knew how Ramachandra Khan is envious of me. I knew that you are sent by Ramachandra Khan only to pollute me, only to defame me. So on that very day, 3 days back, I wanted to leave this area, Banapur. I don't want to be in a place where another person feels insecure because of my presence. This is Vaishnava quality. When your presence, when your mere presence is creating some feeling of insecurity or disturbance in the minds of others, let me get out of their way. Let me not disturb them. The Vaishnava clears that place. He wanted to be like that. But somehow, Haridas Thakur could not leave Jayanapur. Why? He was compassionate upon this lady who is coming. I stayed here for 3 extra days only for you. For me, yes. I came to defame you and degrade you and disturb you and pollute you. But you are thinking about my welfare? Yes, that is Vaishnava quality. Once my spiritual master said, if you cannot love the person who hated you the most, you don't know what real love is. You don't know what real love is if you cannot love the person who hated you the most. You want examples? Bhagavatam is filled with his examples. Hiranyakashipu wanted to kill Prahlad Maharaj in so many ways. But Prahlad only had love for Hiranyakashipu. He prayed for Hiranyakashipu. Narasimhadev show some mercy on Hiranyakashipu. Ambarish Maharaj. Durvasa Muni tried to kill Ambarish Maharaj for accepting a drop of Charanamrit. That too, to break his Ekadasi fast on Dwadashi day during the Paran time. For that so-called mistake, Durvasa Muni tried to kill Ambarish Maharaj, but Ambarish Maharaj is praying to Sudarshan Chakra. Oh, Sudarshan Chakra, in exchange of all my pious credits, all my spiritual credits, please save the life of this Brahmana. Please don't kill him. If you want anything that I can offer for the life of this Brahmana, you accept all my spiritual credits. You accept all my pious credits. I will end them later. He is willing to sacrifice all the piety and spiritual advancement that he has accumulated for years and decades and centuries of devotional service to protect the life of a person who tried to kill him. This is forgiveness. This is compassion. Similarly, Haridas Thakur, he was thinking about the welfare of that prostitute who came to defame him and distract him and unpopularize him. But he's only thinking about her welfare. Haridas Thakur had no trace of anger towards her. He never thought she came to degrade me. He never thought like that. How can I elevate her? That was his thought. To think of the welfare of someone who comes to disturb us or even destroy us is Vaishnava quality. They are very, very exalted. We may not be able to imbibe them or demonstrate them overnight at this stage, at the current stage of our spiritual life. But we know where we need to go and we can take our baby steps. Okay, I may not exhibit love on the person who tried to destroy me. At least let me exhibit love on those people who are around me. I may not be able to forgive such grave mistakes of people trying to attack me or kill me. At least if somebody is disturbing me in a small way, let me tolerate it. So Haridas Thakur said, I stayed back in Benapol area for 3 extra days only for you. Now my request to you is, give up all the wealth that you have accumulated by sinful means, donate it, give it in charity, and you come and stay here. This place I'm vacating, you come and stay here. Am I audible? You come and stay here, and you sit in front of Tulsi and chant 190 rounds every day. That's the instruction he gave. And she became a pure Vaishnava. Directly 182 rounds. Not 1 round, 4 rounds, 6 rounds, 8 rounds, eventually 16 rounds after 4 years. And then going back sometimes from 16 to 8. I'm busy. Okay, then coming back to 12. Then again going back to 6. Then coming to 8. Direct 181 one shot. That is Haridas Thakur's mercy. So Haridas Thakur is a great symbol of compassion, tolerance, forgiveness. Forgiving small mistakes is not a big thing. Of course, that's a big thing for materialistic people. But forgiving someone or thinking of the welfare of someone who is trying to harm you in the most heinous way is the highest epitome of forgiveness. That's what Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's associates are demonstrating to us. So Mahaprabhu's associates are our role models. Don't think of some social media stars as your role models. Now the modern youth, they see, oh, my role model is that person who has 10 million followers on Instagram. What kind of reels are they making? They are my role models. I'll make similar kind of reels. What kind of content they're making? Don't make such people as role models. The celebrities of the material world are not our role models. The so-called low-profile people who are hardly known to the modern world, but their example of pure devotional service, their example of sincere forgiveness and compassion and tolerance, they are supposed to be our role models. Haridas Thakur. Now, the modern man in 2026, they may not be aware of who Haridas Thakur is. Amongst Vaishnavas, he is known, but outside, they may not know. But it's not about popularity, it's about purity. Our role models must be selected not based on their popularity, but based on their purity. Sridhar Kolavecha is our role model. You know Sridhar Kolavecha? He's our role model. Mahaprabhu went to his home and he picked up a iron pot and drank water from that iron pot. Even the most desperate thief will not even look at that iron pot. But that iron pot is a great container of nectar for Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He personally went to Sridhar Kolavecha's home and he drank water in that. So we need to always make our role models pure Vaishnavas. Pure Vaishnavas are our role models. Those who have genuine Vaishnava qualities, they are our role models. Here is Haridas Thakur forgiving this lady, forgiving Ramachandra Khan who sent that lady, not holding any resentment feelings, not holding any grudge, no negativity, no bitterness, no feeling of envy or hatred or grudge towards any one of them, only thinking of their welfare. And he just left. And she became a pure Vaishnava. And many other Vaishnavas are trying to come and offer obeisances to her and take her blessings. However degraded our past may be, we will have a bright future when we come in contact with the pure Vaishnava. Right? The greatest hope for a materially degraded person is the association of a Vaishnava. So this lady, although she had such a dark and degraded past, heinous past, her future was bright because he took shelter of Haridas Thakur. She accepted Haridas Thakur as her spiritual master. He took mantra from him. She heard that pure holy name of Krishna being chanted by a pure Vaishnava, and she became completely transformed. Right? So background doesn't matter. What matters is our sincerity. We may not have purity, but when we have sincerity, and with that sincerity, when we connect with a Vaishnava, then although initially we have had some bad intentions, those intentions will be purified. Their impure intentions will be purified by the fire of their honest repentance. She repented for her mistake. Why did I come here? What kind of motive I had earlier? But fine. Now I don't have that motives. Purified. All the motives are purified. This is the character of a Vaishnava, who can bring about transformation in the most degraded person who has malicious intentions. See, in the Srimad Bhagavatam 3rd canto, there's a beautiful concept that's explained through the prayers of Devahuti Mata. Even if sinful people associate with a sadhu with negative intentions also, the association of a sadhu should only benefit them. You touch fire, whether knowingly or unknowingly, it will only burn. Similarly, you come in contact with a pure Vaishnava, knowingly or unknowingly, with good intentions or bad intentions, that sadhu will only think of your welfare. That's his nature. Irrespective of your motives, sadhu's motive is only to benefit you. Sadhu wants to benefit you only. He wants to uplift you only. Whatever may be your background, whatever may be your intentions, his intention is intact. I want to benefit this person. Whether the person will accept that benefit or not, God knows. But he only wants to cause your welfare. Sadhu is one who never hates anyone. Sadhu is one who has sadhu lakshana. He never hates anyone. He never takes credit for what he has done also. Later, did you ever see Haridas Thakur claiming that I have transformed that prostitute, my track record? You know my preaching record? He may be preaching to some pious people. I preached to a prostitute and converted her into a pure Vaishnava. You know that? Did he ever claim credit for what he has done? Ambarish Maharaj, did he ever claim credit for saving the life of Durvasa Muni? Durvasa Muni, you tried to kill me. You remember? Ek saal pehle. Last year, you tried to kill me. You remember that? Now you came and fell at my feet. Sometimes we have that mood. We may not want to harm others, but we want others to acknowledge our glory. We want them to recognize that we are so forgiving, we are so compassionate, their life is dependent on us. Somewhere it's there in the heart. I benefited him. I am the one who did this. I am the one who elevated him, uplifted him. But that mood is never there in the heart of a Vaishnava. If that mood is there, then we have a long way to go to be called as a Vaishnava. Right? A Vaishnava can cause the greatest welfare to other people, but he has the least interest in claiming credit for it. What is the greatest? What is the extent of welfare that Haridas Thakur caused to this prostitute? What is the extent of welfare that Ambarish Maharaj caused to this Durvasa Muni? But both of them did not claim any credit for it. They never mentioned about it. Narada Muni, another pure Vaishnava, he manifested as Srivas Thakur. So Narada Muni, he is the one who taught Prahlad Maharaj all spiritual knowledge when Prahlad was in the womb of Narada Muni only. And Prahlad Maharaj heard Narada Muni for a long, long time, by the way. The class is very long class. Continuous hearing. Why? When these devatas kidnapped Kayadu, Then Narada Muni came and said, why are you kidnapping her? Then the Devatas said that we will not harm her. Once she gives birth to a child, we will kill the child and we will leave her. Then Narada Muni said, see, just because Hiranyakashipu is a Rakshasa, is a demon, that does not mean his son also will be a demon. Don't think that he will be a demon, he's a pure Vaishnava. Then all the Devatas understood, they circumambulated Kayadu and left Kayadu in the home of, in the care of Narada Muni, and they offered obeisance and they left. Now Kayadu is under the protection of Narada Muni, and she decided that I will give birth to Prahlad only after my husband's return. And husband is doing tapasya for long time, for several years. And all those years, Kayadu could hold Prahlad within her womb. How? Don't ask me. Right? She is able to hold Prahlad in her womb for so many years. And all these years, she is not hearing attentively what Narada Muni is speaking, but Prahlad is hearing attentively. Narada Muni gave class, long class, and Prahlad was transformed. But see, what is Narada Muni's mood? He had no trace of pride. No, he never claimed that I am the one who protected Prahlad's life. Otherwise, the Devatas would have killed him. Did he ever say that? Do you have any record of Narada Muni claiming the credit of protecting the life of Prahlad, protecting the material body of Prahlad, and protecting the spiritual consciousness of Prahlad also? Narada Muni protected the material body of Prahlad. Narada Muni also trained him in spiritual consciousness and made him a pure Vaishnava, but Narada Muni never claimed any credit for it. This is what a Vaishnava is. This is what a Guru is. He's a Guru. He's not only Guru of Prahlad, he's Guru of Dhruva Maharaj also. He's the Guru of so many devotees, Prachetas. In fact, he's the one who taught Rukmini Devi when she was a young girl. He taught Rukmini Devi that Krishna has these qualities and that qualities. Eventually, Rukmini became a lover of Krishna, became a wife of Krishna. So Narada Muni has a track record of enlightening so many people in their Krishna consciousness and connecting people to Krishna consciousness, but never claimed credit for it. In fact, Narada Muni is so humble that he's praising the qualities of Prahlad Maharaj everywhere. He is glorifying Dhruva Maharaj in the sacrifice of Prachetas. Not saying that these are my disciples, That's not the mood. I am the one who enlightened them. Now they are so big celebrities. It's all because of me. I am the one who started it. He never praised his disciples in that mode. He is so humble that once he went to Prahlad Maharaj and said, Prahlad, you are such a pure Vaishnava. At such a young age, you tolerated all the atrocities done by your father. You are so dedicated to your worshipable Lord Krishna. So let me take your shelter. Let me be under your protection. Please allow me to stay with you only. He said this to Prahlad Maharaj. Narada Muni Guru says, I will take your shelter. I will stay with you so that I can get your association and I will advance in my bhakti. That's the mood of Narada Muni. So you may contribute to the spiritual lives of other devotees, but if there is a mood of claiming credit for it, then they may go back to Godhead, but we need to stay back. They may advance in bhakti because they are respecting you, they are worshipping you. Oh, this Prabhu has taught us Krishna consciousness, and oh, they are respecting, but you are feeling that, yes, I am the one who taught. We'll stay back and they will go back. Right? So, contributing to other spiritual lives must be done with humility, not with a sense of pride. That's why preaching may be exciting sometimes. The 100 people may be sitting and 1,000 people may be sitting and hearing from you. They're clapping, they're saying this and that. Prabhu, humko ye sikhaya, wo sikhaya. They may say all that. But all that praise, is it getting into our head? Or are we humbly, honestly, with integrity, transferring the credit of all that praise to Krishna, Guru, Vaishnavas? If there's a slight trace of interest to accept that praise for oneself, gone. We will stay back, even if they go back. All credit should go to Guru and Gauranga. That Prabhu was singing Guru Puja. He was saying all glories, all glories, all glories. 100 times he's saying, right? All glories, all glories, all glories, all glories, all glories to Guru and Gauranga. Right? That's what we need to follow. All glories to Guru and Gauranga, not to me. Why should not think all glories to me? Most of the glories to Guru and Gauranga, some little glory to me. Choda sa. 10%, 5%, 1%. No point, not even point, not 1% also. Your own glory is you accepted their mercy. You agreed to be an instrument in their hands. You utilized your minute independence, that minute free will, to accept their compassion and transmit their compassion transparently. Apart from that, you have no credit. And you are doing that for your welfare, not for their welfare. Right? So, we are transmitters of compassion, not originators of compassion. We are not source of compassion. We are supposed to be via medium of compassion. Compassion comes from Parampara. Compassion comes from Krishna. None of these great Vaishnavas who contributed so much to the spiritual upliftment of the society or people around them, they never claimed any credit for their accomplishment. So this is what Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's associates are demonstrating. Vasudeva Datta, how compassionate he is. He went to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and said, "Oh Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, let me suffer for the simple reactions of all the living entities in the entire universe. You take them back to Godhead, I will go to hell, and for the rest of eternity I will suffer for them. You vacate this universe." Mahaprabhu said, "If you want, I can deliver them. For that, you don't have to go to hell, please." Don't. And he meant it. It's not a poetic expression, by the way. He really means it. He's ready to suffer in hell for all of us. And that compassionate spirit of Vasudeva Datta melted the heart of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Haridas Thakur, although he was being beaten up in 22 marketplaces, he was praying for those people who are beating him. He was praying for those people who are beating him. Where are we? If we think we are advancing in bhakti or we are advanced in bhakti, we need to remember all these qualities to make ourselves humble. If there is no natural humility within us, at least let's become humble by hearing about the examples of those who have such a great standard of humility. So, Vasudeva Datta is willing to suffer for all the sinful reactions of all the living entities. For the rest of eternity, he wants to suffer. So, to that degree, a Vaishnava can exhibit compassion. To that degree, a Vaishnava can exhibit forgiveness. Being generally compassionate on someone may be easy. Because when you are showing compassion, your hand is here, their hand is here. Your sense of status quo or false ego, your position is still intact because you are showing compassion. They are below and you are above. But when someone is above you, accepting their success, accepting their glory requires more humility. Compassion is a great quality, but non-envy is an equally important quality. We may be compassionate upon those people who are less privileged than us, but we should also be non-envious of people who are more privileged than us. That's why we talked about non-envy also, compassion also. Being kind towards those who are younger may be easy, but not feeling insecure or jealous or envious of those who are better than us is important. And all the devotees who are the associates of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu demonstrated all these Vaishnava qualities. And many more qualities are there. Many more personalities are there. But I went 7 minutes beyond time. Prabhu told me 9:30. Sorry for that. So we'll conclude here. Thank you very much. Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
repented after that after experiencing that situation. You are repented and one was you are in public. And other than also, this after you first started after this start then again it came to also so many situations like share rotis, and then we program we did not place in there down to start something. So we were this and
when you were not holding mic, it was more clear to me. Somehow, the echo, I'm unable to follow.
So, this situation also happened because like what I just talked to the and the physical people or something like that. But it happened when we went genuinely and we got it now we got it and after some days again again we fall down on the country. These devotees, even though people we completely so much country and there is so much confusion. But once they are open, but multiple times sometimes feeling so much scared that I am after getting some proper speakers in so nicely, they will that one particular they will be starting after how much
Very thoughtful question. Although Ajamil and that prostitute had such degraded past, once they repented sincerely, they never went back to the degraded past and they continued as pure Vaishnavas. But in our case, our past may not be so degraded like them. But our repentance is not creating transformation. Again and again, we are doing the same mistake. It also depends on the sincerity in repentance. It also depends on how much have we received the mercy of the Vaishnavas. And it also depends on our surroundings. After Ajamil repented for his mistake, he never stayed in that surrounding anymore. He went to Haridwar. He surrounded himself with only pure spiritual ambience. Similarly, Haridas, that prostitute, so she also did not stay in her home anymore. She donated everything and she stayed in Haridas Thakur's hut. She not only repented for the mistakes that she has done, she also ensured that she has a favorable ambience to continue her practice of bhakti in a totally different setup. So, Pratikulyasa Varchanam she has done. Along with that, she did Anukulyasa Sankalpam also. Now, in our case, yes, we may have repented for some mistake we have done, and our mistake may not be as grave as Jamil or that lady. But still, while practicing bhakti, how much are we getting bombarded with the negative vibrations around us? Are we still continuing to expose us towards the materialism of this material world? Or are we withdrawing from that ambience completely? One YouTube video is sufficient to disturb us again. You must have done some mistake, you repented sincerely, regretted, took shelter of Harekrishna, mantra, took shelter of Sangha, 3 days passed, 7 days passed, then suddenly you saw an Instagram reel. Oh my God. Mind again went. Again to bring the mind back some more time. So apart from pouring ghee into the fire to make it glow nicely, you should stop pouring water in it. So we are pouring few drops of ghee, we are sprinkling few drops of water also. Sometimes we are pouring more water than ghee. How can we expect the fire to glow? Anukulyasa Sankalpam plus Pratikulyasa Varjanam. So Ajamil and that lady, both of them prioritized pulling themselves completely away from the sinful ambience anymore. She was staying in Haridas Thakur's hut and he was staying in Haridwar. Hari is there, common. Right? But we may not be able to do that. You have to stay in Bangalore. Right? You have to walk in the same streets, see the same billboards, deal with the same people around. It'll take some time. Therefore, we need to regularly come to temple. So, to the degree we nourish ourselves with spiritual vibrations coming from devotees and Krishna Katha, to that degree we will protect ourselves from the negative vibrations coming from Maya. We cannot avoid the negative vibrations of Maya. We are living in this world. We cannot live in Haridas Thakur said like that lady did. It's not practical for us. You have to maintain your life, your family, and you have to earn your livelihood. So we need to maximize our spiritual association. Thus, although material association is unavoidable, we will be unaffected to the degree we maximize our spiritual association. Going to office is unavoidable. Walking on the streets, traveling in buses or cars or whatever is unavoidable for us in a big city. You have to earn your livelihood. But along with doing that inevitable, unavoidable responsibilities, let's prioritize associating with devotees physically here in the Sangha. When you see 100 people, 200 people, 300 people sitting together and hearing Krishna Katha, doing Kirtan, chanting together, so that vibrations that come from all of them, combined vibration of 300 Vaishnavas in one place, on Sunday, can fully just bombard you with so many spiritual vibrations that will protect you from the negative vibrations throughout the week. Right? And still, if you are not feeling low, then again come to the temple. That's why devotees physically coming for this gathering in large numbers and performing bhakti, participating in sarvanam, kirtanam, archanam, that will protect us from negative vibrations. We cannot perform bhakti in seclusion. We can, but if you are like Haridas Thakur, because we are not like Haridas Thakur, let's not do our secluded chanting. Right? Let's prioritize associating with Vaishnavas. Let's be with Vaishnavas as much as possible. Let's talk about spiritual subject matter system as much as possible. Let's read Bhagavatam. Let's chant the holy names. Let's stay connected with devotees. Even if somebody is not following four regulative principles, even if somebody is not chanting 16 rounds, even if somebody is not reading scriptures, even if somebody is not following general devotional disciplines, if such a person associates with Vaishnavas regularly, it's just a matter of time before he practices sincere sadhana. But if someone is following four regulative principles, reading scriptures and chanting nicely in seclusion, but not associating with Vaishnavas, it's just a matter of time before he leaves bhakti. Right? That's how Sangha is most important. Without association of like-minded, sincere, pure-hearted Vaishnavas, we cannot stay grounded in our bhakti. We cannot stay in the process of bhakti nicely. So, as much as possible, take association of devotees. As much as it is practical. Never miss an opportunity to come to the temple. But a weekend or festival day or whatever. Jhulan Yatra. Devotees are decorating the Jhulan so nicely. Yesterday I was hearing devotees are coming and they are making dresses also in-house. So devotees are putting so much effort to decorate Jhulan, make the dresses of the deities and organize such festivals and do kirtans, decorations. So we need to physically come and associate with the devotees, take darshan of the deities, encourage them, encouraged by them, and protect ourselves from the negative vibrations. So now one Gauranga Darshan may be a product of the sincere efforts of 10 devotees or 20 devotees or 30 devotees. It may be a product of the meditation of 1 week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks. So many hands come together, so many heads come together, so many hearts come together. Let's join those hands. Let's join those heads. Let's join our heads to their heads. The Sangha will protect us. That inspiration that we get from that Sangha will protect us. Does it make sense?
All examples is what I read. Who and all is what I have from Bhagavatam. Even the moment after first repentance also, there is an example that even a Buddha also, so many years enjoyed, but after first repentance, he identified with something. Is there any example of
Indra. And many of us. Okay. And also, we cannot always find examples in the scriptures. We can get many examples, but don't look for specific examples. Whether you get or not, you take the principle and continue. Indra is one example of someone who committed repeated mistakes. That gives you some hope or what? कोई तो है मेरा जैसा, someone like me. That's why I asked that question. It happens. It's okay. Okay, we'll conclude here. How many questions should we take? He gave 9:45 as cut-off time. I have another class, by the way. Okay, last question. We'll take from another mother's side. One Prabhu and one Mata's balance. They can ask without mic.
So then, why is it in this case be overcome in spite of several years of sadhana?
Why bhakti is not overpowering anarthas? It's not about number of years. It's about the intensity. With what intensity are we doing our sadhana? Now, there are so many bulbs here. Therefore, there is some illumination. You put only one bulb here. Is that intensity sufficient to illuminate a big room like this, such a huge temple hall? You have put so many lights, At least some 40, 50, 60 lights are there, right? On the ceiling, or more than that. So that intensity of one bulb is not sufficient to illuminate this entire room, such a huge temple room. Similarly, when we do our sadhana, while sleeping in japa, while criticizing devotees, we read scriptures. How many of you read one page of Bhagavatam without registering a single line of it? Huh? You're reading page after page, nothing is going inside. You are simultaneously thinking of 10 other things while reading. 2 page, 3 page, chapter. What did you understand in this chapter? I don't remember anything. Because you never read only. You're thinking of other things. You sat in class 1.5 hours. Without registering a single statement in the class, we sit for 1 hour, 1.5 hours, right? Or we may not be able to assimilate everything. So it's not just about the time spent. How attentively did we spend that time? It's not about the number of years. How intensely did we practice bhakti in those many years? Some people in the same time frame, say 5 years. In this 5 years, 2 people who came to the process of bhakti may have different levels of advancement at the end of 5 years. Both of them started at the same day, on the same day. Now one person advances more, another person advances less. Why? Depending on the intensity. Or the person who advances more must have started fresh also, and the person who is advancing less, he must have had some spiritual background also. Still, the progress may be slow. It depends on the intensity. It depends on the intention also. Some people may perform devotional activities just to get some public attention. If these are the motives, then how can we advance? So anarthas will go away to the degree we intensify our practice. Intensity is not only in terms of the number of hours that we are spending, how aggressively we are doing. It's more about the consciousness. How much are we concentrating on our devotional activities? And with what intention are we performing our devotional services? All this matters. Thank you very much. Granthara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.